Hey everyone, I'm Gabe, and this is Jack and Nick here of Sleeping with Sirens, and you're listening to Louder. Woo!
So I'm here with Nick, Gabe, and Jack of Sleeping with Sirens.
That's us. We're here.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing really well.
We're good. We're excited to be here.
Is it the last part of the European tour?
It's the last part.
UK and Europe, of course?
Yep. The last 2 days. Been here.
What? Been here for 3 weeks?
It feels like it. I don't think we've been here that long, though.
It feels like it's been 1 week. Tomorrow's the last show and I'm sad. I don't want to go home.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just now starting to get into like my comfort zone, and then
Fighting off the jet lag.
Yeah, it's already over. Yeah, no, it's all over.
So I'm gonna just jump to the end and ask, when are you guys coming back?
We're gonna be back for Reading and Leeds, actually.
Okay.
So, and then we're doing a Pukul Pop and a few other little festivals and shows around that time. So
We're doing Lowlands as well.
yeah.
Which one is it?
Pop announced?
Lowlands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're...
Like a pre-show announcement. No, we're announced for it. So we'll be back later this year, and then I always say that we consider this like our second home coming over here. So I'm sure we'll be back shortly after that. So.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just get all the business out of the way. So there's a new album coming out, an acoustic one called Live and Unplugged.
Indeed.
Kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about it except being dropped on April 8th?
It was a project that we weren't sure we were going to do anything with. We were talking about doing a DVD at some point. We were talking about just, releasing a couple songs from it for videos. But then when we decided to record the last 2 shows of that tour and we listened to what the recording sounded like, we figured, why not put this out? I mean, it sounded really awesome. It kind of captured... where we were at that tour at the very end, and kind of like in a very like comfortable zone with that tour. And I think that the kids were awesome at those shows, and it'd be stupid of us not to release that. So we said, cool, let's just do it. Hit up Epitaph to do it, and they said, of course, and now it's coming out.
So is there going to be a DVD to follow, or a B-side or something?
No, some of the
a couple videos.
Yeah. I think we're straight away from the DVD stuff. I think at some point in our career, I think we do want to do a DVD, but it has to kind of fit that moment in time. I guess it's not quite the right time yet.
Okay. So now we're going to get less serious and less business-oriented. So I heard a few of you talk about the way you're perceived and the way you look and the way you perceive yourself. I heard Kellen say that he doesn't like the way he looks. But then you go on stage, and you guys are being idolized for every tiny thing you do. No? You shake your hand.
No, I mean, people can picture us whatever way they want to. Kellen will say that he doesn't like the way they look, that he may just be kind of insecure, which is like the same with, I think, all of us,
Is it because you got pick on him? I heard that.
Yeah, we pick on him all the time.
We pick on him all the time. Poor guy.
I think a big part is that we view ourselves as such ordinary people. We never view ourselves... None of us have egos. None of us, have that kind of like egocentric mentality about like who we are and that we're above anybody else. So...
Well, he's a he's a good-looking dude. Colin's a good-looking dude. I tell him all the time.
He is, yeah.
Sitting in there, staring at himself in the mirror like 500 times a day.
So much.
But that just shows like the normalcy of who we are. So it's always. I mean, I guess it's always humbling from our end when kids do, hold us on some sort of pedestal. But it's not how we try to, perceive ourselves or try to, make ourselves look. Especially for me, I'm the most ordinary, boring person in the most like positive way, though. And I think if any of our fans, if our fans like ever hung out with me for a day, they'd just be like, "Wow, man, like you're pretty boring," and that's okay,
I don't think you're boring.
I appreciate that.
You were partying before I woke up today.
That's true too.
So is it something that you think your fans can relate to, just not perceiving themselves as something special, but then they're just as special as anybody else?
Most definitely, and that's something that Kellen talks about pretty much every night on stage, that we're just like everybody else. We're no different. We're not better than anybody else. We don't try to act like we're better than anybody else. And it's important that, you're just confident in what you do and who you are. You don't have to be a musician. You don't have to be a rock star per se, anything like that. You just be yourself and be happy about that.
Okay, and you guys being active for more than half a decade. Yes, sorry about that. But have you noticed that the media kind of makes it even worse, just polarizing what you guys call as the strays, and then the mainstream guys like the Kardashians, and then you just feel like you're not normal enough?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what to really say about that,
Jack, you seem like you're full of thoughts.
I'm trying to think about something that I just can't put my finger on it.
So do you think you growing up was easier without the media?
Completely. And it's different now with social media. I mean, social media, anytime this comes up in an interview, I view how I was when I was 15 years old, going to shows and following bands and whatnot. It's completely 180 difference now, knowing that there's the internet and there's Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and whatever else, There's no kind of privacy or mystery anymore, and it creates a different dynamic as opposed to how I grew up following music 15, 20 years ago.
You go to a show and have this kind of idea of who they are, who you think they are, or how they might be like on stage. You're watching this band, you really have no idea what their personal life is like, or anything, even their personality or anything outside of just their music. Nowadays with social media, you can see people posting everything that they do.
Yeah, you can see what we do on a daily basis at this point.
It's because you share it.
Yeah, and so there's that weird, where it's something that I battle with too, where, I want to be personable and I want people to know more about me, but then where's that fine line between sharing too much and people feeling like they're almost like obliged to want to know more. And if you don't share more, then you come off as an a-hole, that sucks. And that's where that social media weirdness kind of comes in,
Is it a common discussion with other bands, with other musicians about how much should I share?
No, I mean, it's just different for everybody. And there's a lot of our friends and bands that don't have social medias. And sometimes I think that's awesome, but then it's weird that you go back and forth with that, but then you see the other side of it that sometimes it might hurt them too, because they're not putting out enough. Sometimes they're almost too reserved that, kids just don't care.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to feel like social media bases what your career is going to be nowadays.
Yeah.
Like if you don't post enough, people aren't going to they won't care.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
And then we're at fault for that because we feed them so much from our end, and then if you stop doing that, that almost makes it seem like you don't care about them anymore. It's such a weird, convoluted.
Probably when Nick was going to shows and stuff, you probably just saw flyers or
that was flyers, yeah. And I never thought about meeting a band after. I never thought about getting their autograph or taking a photo with them. I didn't even think about
chasing them down
if they were in a van or a bus, any of that. I just wanted to see them just solely to watch them perform, and that'd be it.
But now you know about their kids and their names and birthdays and how they look in their bathing suits.
Yeah.
And it gets to your house, just to your front door.
It's weird. It's like I said, it's such a long-winded topic and conversation that goes both ways, because I do everything I can to see both sides of it, and it's just something that you just try to work on and figure out, as you progress.
Just because you mentioned progression, and I'm going to lead to some another question. In previous interviews, you guys mentioned the previous sound, screaming more, screaming less, fans commenting about that. Do you feel that there's some sort of a battle between your artistic authenticity and fans' comments?
I learned long ago, especially in my previous band, that you have to stay so true to your art no matter what. And if people don't like it, who cares?
Yeah.
And I say that in not a demeaning or mean way whatsoever, but what's the point of what you're doing if you're not staying true to yourself and progressing as a musician? If kids want to hear us play breakdowns and scream the whole time, cool, they can just listen to the old records. They can listen to other bands that do that. For us, that's not who we are. And we don't care if you don't like that. And that I think that every artist, whether if you're a musician or if you're a painter, whatever you do, you should never sacrifice the integrity of your art for someone else's opinion or what they think you should be doing. Like that's BS to me, complete BS. And that makes you a BS artist. And the last thing I'm ever going to be in my life is a BS artist, because I loathe that kind of stuff, and I don't like watching other bands or artists like become that, because I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not a fan of it. So,
not trying to catch you by the tongue, but what about fans' loyalty? I mean, they kind of got to know you because of a specific album, because of a specific song, and then the new album or even the acoustic one. Like, I don't want to listen to acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, not me, but in
Most
general,
definitely.
somebody's going to say that.
and that's okay. And you know, of course we completely love and admire the loyalty behind fans, and if they don't want to listen to our acoustic album, or if they don't like when we don't scream in songs, like that's okay too. You know, we're not going to fault them for that. But hopefully fans will... the only thing we can hope is that fans will like follow along with what we do, and they can understand our progression. And it's not because, you know, we're selling out or whatever other BS you want to try to, you know, tag us with. You know, I think that our loyal fans understand us, and they understand the progression, they understand where our music is going, and, you know, that speaks volumes to us. So
Even though it looks like the fans stay 15-year-olds.
There's some younger ones, but
Even younger.
there's
definitely some older
there's some older ones though too.
How about you guys growing up? Do you feel like you've grown up as an artist, as people? Just getting darker and darker. Sorry.
I think that at least I have, you know, but I still think there's still a part of like my youthfulness that I still make sure is conveyed through our music or through our live show at all times. So I haven't completely forgotten about my roots or who I am as a person, but that doesn't mean that I haven't, you know, grown up and, I don't know, not be a complete dick. Say that.
You guys mind sharing like an adult moment when you realize that Santa isn't real or something like that?
I realized Santa wasn't real one Christmas when I was sitting on Santa's lap, and
Wait, he's not real.
and
Okay, where are you going with this?
This is really funny. And my aunt was there. My aunt went over to Santa and gave Santa a shot of tequila. And when Santa took a shot of tequila, I realized it was my dad. And so I realized that Santa was not real, and my dad was just partying it up and having fun being Santa. And that was how Christmas was ruined forever for me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, I don't celebrate it now because
What's the point? If Santa's not real, what? Who cares?
I'm not going to be force-fed those lies. I'm not going to be force-fed.
I actually stopped talking to my parents for 2 years when I found out, because they lied to me for all those years. Told me that Santa was real. Told me that there was an Easter, the Easter egg bunny. The bunny came and just laid these eggs here on the fireplace. Well, no, there was never no bunny. They lied.
See, I still believe in the bunny, so
A specific one that lays egg.
yeah,
Just-
that comes
okay.
to my house and
Yeah, I
lays
never really
eggs.
believed in any of that stuff growing up. I believed in Santa probably until I was like 7, and I caught my dad sneaking presents under the tree one night because I stayed up all night, and it was ruined forever. That's why I still kind of hate Christmas.
See, it's getting really dark, dude. Even on the fun questions, this is still really dark.
I apologize, but I do have some Easter eggs just to
Cool.
apologize for
All
that.
right, we appreciate it.
Okay, let's talk about Middle Fingers with Congratulations and some other songs that just kind of point a finger to either haters or labels. Why is that like a theme in the scene right now? Because you have Memphis May Fire that sing with you guys. Well, Maddie sings with you in Congratulations, and they also have was the song Prove Me Right. There's like a thing about labels or just bands talking back to everybody that did not support them.
Yeah. I mean, I've always viewed the middle finger and the FU as I don't know. I do it a lot in photos. I do it a lot live and whatnot. But view it as like a term of endearment, and it is like the subtle, F you to you, but I think there's like a friendliness behind that, and it's not a complete like I want to start some crap with you type of mentality.
Some sort of an I told you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a part of the congratulations writing, so I guess I couldn't comment on like where Kellen was at.
Kick me a lot of that there.
Yeah, and that's more like a positive, like, if you don't like what I do or if you don't like who I am, then F you. But it's almost like a killing with kindness thing too with that. Like I'm never blatantly an a-hole to anybody. But if you don't like me, like F you. I don't care.
And so the final question, again, part of growing up in the social generation. Are you guys on online dating sites or applications?
No,
Absolutely
Most of
not.
us have girlfriends, and Kellen has a wife.
Online dating thing isn't for me.
Yeah.
I think it's, but I actually do think that it's an awesome, way for people to meet other people if it's, viable for where they are in their lives, and I can't knock it. It's worked for a lot of people. But.
It's gonna have to work for me at some point.
You sensing the end?
No, I'm single. I don't know if I'll ever online date though. I just feel like, sliding into a girl's DM's one thing, but online dating, I don't know if I just want to be on Band Boys of Tinder. I'm not a fan. I think it makes you look like a loser, in a sense.
Hey guys, do you have anything else to add to fans about the new album coming back? Anything we have not mentioned?
Like I said before, this is like our second home, so we're very excited to get back. We love playing Reading and Leeds. We did it a few years ago, so I'm sure it'll be even crazier this time around, and we'll be back soon after that, I'm sure. We're already trying to figure out our 2017 plans, and I can pretty much 100% guarantee that we're going to be back here. So much love to everyone that's supported us, that keeps on coming out to shows. We see a lot of familiar faces all the time, and it means the world to us.
Yeah, we're going to be doing probably a lot more. Hopefully, we can make our way over to even say Russia and France and everywhere else too.
Yeah, we're ready to tour even more, see more, meet more people.
Should we expect another acoustic tour?
Oh, that's actually a good question. There's a possibility of something befor Reading and Leeds. We'll see.
Guys, thank you very much.
Awesome.
It was great talking to you. Even though I almost made you cry.
No.
That's why we like it
Think?
emotional.
Yeah, it got a little dark there.
Yeah.